Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to Red Hat Takes. It's trying out new intros, but welcome to Red Hat Takes. Here we will be discussing my 7 AFC teams that I think will make the playoffs this year. This has also been a long-awaited video for me. We're only 2 days away from the start of the NFL season, and it could not have come at a better time. Really excited. But as always, if you like my content, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification twice to get all my notifications. Like the video if you do indeed like it. Share around, comment, discuss it in the comment section. Otherwise, let's have a great day. So, to start out with number 1, we have the Buffalo Bills. I know they're the favorite pick of just about everybody to be, at the very least, go to the Super Bowl this year, and I totally agree. This team looks like a machine just ready to romp its way through the NFL. Offense looks spectacular. Their offensive line improved, taking 2 of their offensive linemen from the Titans. So that should be great. Josh Allen looking to finally potentially get enough MVP votes to be the MVP this year. Running backs this year, again, like most seasons, the running game is somewhat of a feature of the offense, but mainly just as a change of pace. It really does seem to be the cornerstone of their offense. It's always, at least since Sean McDermott has been there, it's been all about offense, or all about passing. And with Josh Allen able to run as well, I don't see that changing. But wide receiver wise should be great, of course. Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis looks to establish himself as a wide receiver. And then no more Cole Beasley, but Isaiah McKenzie looks to be a great slot receiver this year, and a late fantasy pick for anybody out there that may be listening to that kind of advice. Isaiah McKenzie for sure. With the running backs, James Cook I think will probably be the best, and I think by the end Devin Singletary will kind of flop again. Sorry, but their defense should be great. The addition of Von Miller should be really beneficial for them. They will have to overcome the first 4 weeks without Tre'Davious White, so that's hopefully he can come back healthy, because they'll definitely need him, lest they suffer the same fate as last year. And it sucks that Levi Wallace is gone, but hopefully Kaiir Elam can show that he is worth the first round pedigree. But I don't see the Bills having any issues with the AFC East. Maybe the Dolphins might surprise them a little bit, but I think they should probably win most of their games against the NFC East this year. To number 2, the Ravens should be, as long as they can stay healthy, anywhere near healthy this year, they should be great. All their defensive starters are returning, at least the ones that would have started last year had they not gotten injured. The defense is going to be great as always. It's a Baltimore defense. It's always good. And then Lamar Jackson really needs to show it this year. I mean, he's probably going to get a big contract regardless, but honestly, he needs to really show it this year if he wants to cement like a Patrick Mahomes type overall contract for sure. Running backs, I really like J.K. Dobbins this year, I really do. Although it's really unfortunate what's happening with him with his injury. Seems to not be right. Hopefully he comes back and shows up that potential that he had from his rookie season, which was already 2 years ago now. So hopefully he comes back. Hopefully for their sake, Gus Elam, not Gus Elam, Gus the Bus Edwards comes through after the pup list in the first 4 weeks. Wide receiver, hopefully for their sake, Rashad Bateman can show up again. Mark Andrews is there. I think at least until J.K. Dobbins is right, Lamar Jackson will be thrown a lot. Offensive line should be fine as always, usually is. But yeah, I expect the Ravens, number 2 seed. I went back and forth between them and the Bengals, so this prediction could very well be wrong, and it could be not Baltimore, Cincinnati at the number 2 seed later or by the end of the year. So keep posted on that. See if I end up changing it by then. But then we have the Chargers at number 3. Finally, this year should be the year where they show up and finally make the playoffs. Hopefully they don't collapse again. Justin Herbert is probably going to have a MVP type season for sure. Running backs will be great. Eckler should be good as always. Joshua Kelly in the reserves. Offensive line should be improved. Their defense should be great again. Derwin James signing the big contract. And of course they have Joey Bosa, of course. And hopefully Khalil Mack can show that he has anything left. It will be incumbent on Mack playing well for their defense to really shine. I like the Chargers a lot. I think they come out of the AFC West and they win the AFC West. Although that defense is going to be a real slobber knocker for sure. I know, yeah, it's kind of lame, but yeah, Chargers first in their division. And we go to the Colts. Hopefully this year they don't collapse like they did last year. Although that was merely a feature of Carson Wentz just sucking, because they had the Offensive Player of the Year last year in Jonathan Taylor coming at, well, I don't think you can say he came out of nowhere, but he really turned it around after week 4, just surprising everybody. And I know it took a lot, or it took Derrick Henry being out for the rest of the year for that to happen. But Jonathan Taylor looks to be just as good this year. Maybe a little bit of regression can be expected, but I like them to still do what he did last year. Nyheim Hines should be a decent change of pace back. Get some catching in the backfield. Matt Ryan should be great for them. Hopefully last year was an aberration and not of what is more to come for Matt Ryan. I really like Matt Ryan. He just has had a raw deal in Atlanta. He's been arguably their greatest quarterback in franchise history, and Atlanta just, kind of tossed him to the side. Trying to get Deshaun Watson, and it totally failed, because he never would have went to Atlanta. But yeah, their defense should be good again, as it usually is. Wide receivers, Michael Pittman looks to have a great year. I think he's going to be one of the top wide receivers in the league for sure. And that offensive line should be good as always. They have one of the best underrated offensive lines in the league, and it'll really show this year. And yeah, Colts number 4. And number 5, we have the Bengals. Like I said before, I went back and forth between the Bengals and the Ravens for 2 or 5. And if the Bengals end up winning the 2nd seed this year, it'll be the Ravens at 5. But yeah, so the Bengals coming off that Super Bowl loss, coming off that heartbreaker. Joe Burrow should be back better than ever with a newly charged offensive line. Finally fixing that offensive line that was their Achilles heel last year. Should help them a lot. Should help Joe Mixon blocking for him. Hopefully he stays healthy for the whole year. And of course, wide receiver Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. I think Jamar Chase is going to draw a lot of coverage this year, so T. Higgins should be the beneficiary of that as well. And there are other wide receivers that they have. And the one Achilles heel they might have is their secondary a little bit. Mainly Eli Apple. I know he sucks because I am a Saints fan and I know all about Eli Apple sucking. And I don't see him changing his stripes anytime soon. Tigers don't usually change their stripes. Pardon the pun. But yeah, their rushing attack should be fine. But yeah, their Achilles heel may be their secondary, at least some parts of their secondary. But yeah, I really like the Bengals this year. I really struggled over the Ravens and the Bengals. I think those those games for each team where they face each other this year will be must-watch games for sure, and I look forward to watching them. They're going to be one of the best games, some of the best games this year. Bengals and Ravens for sure. Put those on your calendars. Next, we have the Denver Broncos returning to the playoffs. I think they'll be great this year. I mean, I think it may take a little bit of some baby steps here. See if Nathaniel Hackett is the Nathaniel Hackett from Green Bay, not the Hackett from Jacksonville. So that'll be remain to be seen. But Russell Wilson, I mean, I've had my doubts about Russell Wilson. Never outlined it here, but I think Russell Wilson is the result of a all-time world-class defense in the Legion of Boom. If Seattle doesn't acquire all those picks and get all those players, without that defense, Seattle isn't sniffing the playoffs. I'm sorry, he's not. They're not. Russell Wilson is a great quarterback who benefited from an all-time great defense. He's not Trent Dilfer with the Ravens, but he's not an Aaron Rodgers type player. I'm sorry. He's just not. But he should do great in Denver. Up in the mountains should be great for them. Javonte Williams is going to be a great back this year for sure, along with tandem back Melvin Gordon. Offensive line should be fine. Wide receivers, Cortland Sutton looks to break out. Hopefully Jerry Jeudy can stay healthy and he finally gets some actual receptions this year. Sucks for them that Tim Patrick is out. And then their defense should be, again, one of the best defenses in the league. They look great. Have so many great pieces on that defense. They're going to be a great team. I think they're going to be a wild card team just because of the division they're in, and it may take some time just to get worked into the system and everything, find their place. I think the Broncos have a lot to show. I think they definitely make it back to the playoffs. And yeah, that's all I have to say about them. And finally, our 7th overall seed, I begrudgingly am putting in the Chiefs just because I think Tyreek Hill being gone is really going to test Patrick Mahomes. I really think Patrick Mahomes is a beneficiary of Tyreek Hill. I think Mahomes is a great quarterback in his own right, but Tyreek Hill made him even better. So, but yeah, I begrudgingly put him in just because it was either them or the Raiders, and I don't think in terms of quarterback with the Raiders, Derek Carr will be enough, even though they've improved their team a lot with the addition of Devontae Adams. I think just that defense for Las Vegas will be their Achilles heel, and their terrible offensive line. It just doesn't look great. But to the Chiefs, Mahomes, of course, should be great. I think he's going to suffer some regression for sure from last year. They may not stumble out of the gate like they did last year, but I think they're going to have a lesser season this year, probably just slightly above the 500 range. It's probably a surprise for a lot of people that may watch these videos, but I think Mahomes will be lesser without Tyreek Hill, obviously. And then, of course, running backs, just a jumble mess there, honestly. Hopefully, Clyde Edwards-Helaire can get better. I think over the past couple of years we've shown he's just not the greatest running back in the world. He was probably overdrafted for sure when he came into the league. Wide receivers, Juju, hopefully he can return to what he was in Pittsburgh, but I have my doubts. MVS, hopefully he can do more for the Chiefs than he did for the Packers. Travis Kelce is going to be great as always, but when will he start to decline? Because he's been in the league for a while now, so at some point he's going to regress, and then Kansas City might be in for some trouble. Offensive line should be fine. Defense, I think their defense got better. They still have some great players on the defense. I think their defense is somewhat underrated, but overrated at the same time. I don't know if that doesn't make sense. But, yeah, the Chiefs should be fine. I think they still get into the playoffs. Probably have some struggles here and there. Like I said, because of no Tyreek Hill. And some of their other wide receivers are just kind of a mystery, to be honest. But yeah, I think they begrudgingly get in. I put them in. I don't see the Patriots making it. I think Miami makes strides, but they'll miss out. And Titans, I think Derrick Henry should have a great year, but losing two of those pieces on the offensive line should hurt them a lot. And Tannehill without A.J. Brown, I think, could be kind of a dud. Although Treylon Burks has shown promising. So, from 1 to 7 again, we have the Bills, the Ravens probably, the Chargers, the Colts, the Bengals, the Broncos, and the Chiefs. Those are my 1 to 7 in the AFC. As always, if you like my videos, give it a like, hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit that bell notification twice. I'll be putting this one up today again, September 6th, around 9 p.m. Central Time. I'll put both this one and my NFC video up. NFC one will probably go up around 5 o'clock. But you get 2 videos for the price of one, especially since I missed the past couple days because I've had computer issues. But as always, have a great day, and God bless.